Boom. We're live. Gregory.
Are we live?
What's up?
Good evening. Welcome to the Oblivion Show. I'm Juriti, and this is...
Mr. Dolphin to you, yo. How's it going?
How's it going, Gregory? You all right?
Yeah, good, man. Good. So, yeah, a lot going on, dude. We've got a busy month with November. Like in the UK, like 5 times or something. So there's like the Sanctuary gigs. I'm over at Masters of Hardcore in Manchester. So it's going to be a busy month. I'm just trying to get tracks finished and stuff done. And yeah, and it's been a busy month as well. It's just non-stop. We were over at Gabber last weekend. That was fun. But yeah, it's been good. It's been good. What have you been up to?
I've been busy with Hardcore BOOYAH. Really fucking busy, actually. It's been dominating my entire life for the last... I can't even remember how long. Yeah, forever. And we had the Carnage Core release as well on Oblivion. Was doing that. I've had a new car, and I've just been trying to look after myself a bit and be a good boy.
Yeah, have some fun.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Few people in the chat. We'll say hello to all of you lot in a minute. But first of all, let's bring our guest on. It's no strangers to the show. Should have just started with Francis there because he started fucking talking straight away anyway. Here is the incredibly bright Drift.
Yes.
Amazing.
Well, I have nothing really to say.
How's it going, Francis? You all right, mate?
Yeah. No, I'm okay. I'm very bright. Not really in the head, but like light-wise.
You are very bright.
No, it's... well, we're going to have to deal with it.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm okay. Slightly tired. It was a quite heavy weekend. Heavy in the sense of DJing and traveling, and I carried around a cold and everything. So I kind of crashed a bit on Sunday and Monday.
Yeah.
But... yeah, it's all part of the job, isn't it? And no, it was the gigs were good though, and I'm still like on this non-alcoholic and good boy streak as well. And it's it would have been way more rough if I wasn't doing all that. But yeah, my health is also a priority these days. I think we're all growing up, and
China.
Yeah,
True story, bro.
China.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you see me drinking a beer, this is a non-alcoholic beer. Wow, this is a big delay on the thing. So,
I'm drinking a non-caffeinated coffee. So, what happened to us? Where did it all go wrong, Joe?
yeah,
I'm not today. I'm going to treat myself because, in case you didn't know, great segue by the way, Francis. The Oblivion Show is sponsored by Hardcore BOOYAH.
Oh shit.
If you head to hardcorebeer.nl and enter Oblivion Show...
I didn't approve this.
Oblivion Show and checkout, you get yourself a discount. And yeah, it's no secret that I've been quite involved in that. And I want to just actually dip into that quickly, if I may.
Dip it, my friend.
So, Hardcore BOOYAH, loads of cool collaborations launched over on the Hardcore BOOYAH recently. There's a Drox collaboration there, a Mokum collaboration, Industrial Strength, Prospect collaboration, Oblivion collaboration, which I've got one here that I'm going to drink. It's my little treat today. Elite Pulper, 100% Hardcore, Necrologic, Chosen Few, Bloodbath, Triple. There's a bunch on there, guys.
Some sexy looking cans there, yo.
Yeah, indeed. There's a real good selection of different beers. And you can also, what's cool about this, you can go to the store there and you can build your own box. So you can have a 12-pack here. And then
I've always wanted a 12-pack. I've been working on a 6-pack for years.
And you can just pick what you want here and fill your box up with whatever you want and get it shipped to you. So, yeah, that's what I've been working on most recently. And I've got some of the cans here. Show them in real life, look. This is the Mokum one.
Nice.
100% Hardcore
Very
one.
nice. You'll never want to throw them away, would you?
Well, you can just buy some more. The Industrial Strength one. Prospect one, which went live recently. The Drox one.
Yeah, that's a really nice design of that one too.
I did the design on this one with some help from Cam.
Actually, they're all really nice. Yeah, yeah.
Did the design on that one. And this is by far the best design, and I can't take any credit for this whatsoever. This was Cam's design. It's like
nice.
a holographic, kind of shiny.
Yeah.
And this is a gluten-free IPA, and I'm going to crack it.
I have one here as well,
now,
but with my camera, it's probably just a white etiquette.
Yeah, you got some there, right? I gave some to you last week.
Gonna see how that looks. Does that work?
Yeah.
I don't know how. Oh, actually, it's not too bad in front of the camera.
So,
well, it's still pretty
cheers,
bad.
guys.
Yep.
Welcome to the show, Francis. We're going to say some hellos to people in the chat. Hello to, I'm going to go back to the, cheers, buddy. I'm going to go back to the start here. Kingsvrin, hey, what's up? Smurf, hey, Smurf, haven't seen you in the chat for a little while. How you doing, bro? Viciouz, how you doing? Fanatiker, Starving Insect, Jesper, Madback Records complaining about the intro time.
I don't know who that guy is. But...
Jay Tracid, Pauline Fate.
Yo, Steve Fiend.
Yeah, hi Steve. How you doing?
Steve's in the chat. What up?
Yeah, he's having a diet water. Good thing after all that pizza.
Who else have we got? Rupture, hey Vinny, Digital Anarchy, Marcel Cass, Hydroxide, Gauge System, hello mate, he just says this again. Yeah, hey bro. Dean Devastator, Ian Sorry, Nanostorm, Andrew Buttfist, what's good? Anita Hurst, Noiziatrics, got a busy chat. Miss Potato, Psy909, Misha, Drastic, yo.
Many.
What's up, everybody?
Did you say noisier?
No, but that would be nice, right? Yeah, if you can get a chance, guys, hit the like button, share the streams. Let's get as many people into the chat as we can. Also, a quick shout to our other sponsor, WeTweak, WeTweak.com. Access and free credits for members. Interesting competition coming up in collaboration with WeTweak, but we'll talk about that in a little while. I guess we should get on with the show a little bit since we've been babbling for 12 minutes. If you're new to the show, first section is the New Blood, where we listen to and review submissions from you, our audience. Second section is interview with Francis. Third section is the What's Hot, and then we close with something different. We're going to try and get this wrapped up by 11 o'clock European time, 10 o'clock UK time today. That's the goal.
Yeah.
I mean, we started on time, so, you know,
we did start on time. So will everyone in the chat saying as if
I'll just say nothing, you know.
All right, to 11 p.m. what day? Right, so without further ado, I'm going to move us along into the New Blood section. New Blood section is your music or review. First up, we've got music from Hydroxide. This is No Time for Light. Let's go.
Watch the whole future history of the universe unfold.
All right, a little bit about the artist. That was Hydroxide. One second. Hydroxide. Hello again. Special shout out to Tripped. I've been a fan for as long as I can remember. This time I'm submitting for your consideration a track I've poured my heart into and worked on relentlessly over the past few days, titled No Time for Light. This time I tried even slower BPMs than usual, down to 130, excluding the speedcore part. I'm open to any feedback on how to improve it further. Over to you, Francis.
Okay. I had to listen to this one also before the show. I gotta say, I like the kick drums. They go nice and deep. They sound pretty good. There was just something that I noticed, but I don't know how to explain it. It's like when he does the kick tricks, or you have the kick trick, it's like, I don't know, it's a thing in FL Studio that you can set like a cutoff, so it takes the kick drums at a certain bar while yours seem to continue. I don't know if any of this is gonna make sense, but it sounds a bit weird in a way that they don't roll nicely.
Do you mean the bleed? It's like the tails rolling into the next
yeah,
kick.
yeah, exactly.
Yep. Yeah.
And this would make the kick drums way more clean. Then you would have a nice rolling thing. But now it seems, like you say, they bleed over into each other, which is for me very bothering. I don't know if any of this makes sense, and I don't know what kind of DAW that you're using. But if it's in FL, I can tell you how to fix it, but I don't know in any other DAW how it works exactly. But apart from that, I think it had a nice story to it. I love the double tempo thing. I think the synth maybe could use a bit more stereo, but that's details. I think you're on a good roll when it comes to that. But I would definitely try and fix that whole tail bleed thingy.
Yeah. I didn't know if it was me at first, because I was like, I didn't know it was my headphones, because I hadn't listened to it before.
Well, I'm happy I did before, because I noticed it straight away. And here, I think my connection has a bit of a glitch, and I'm like, okay, it's even worse than I thought. But I think it's my network in a way. But I did notice this before, so
okay, yeah.
Definitely the case, and there was some parts were really clipping quite badly as well.
Yeah. So. First of all, I really like the track. I like the story. I like the kind of the theme to it. It was very original. There's like lots of like really interesting original elements and stuff. I like kind of like the synths were really nice. The kind of like syncopation with the different kind of string and pad elements was really nice. There's a lot of thought going into it. So it's kind of kicks just needed a bit of work. It felt like the right kick for the track. It just needed tightening up a little bit. There's just some mix down stuff, right? It's not huge, but yeah, the vibe of the track, the most important thing, is all there, and I really enjoyed it. I like the switch up from 130 to 260 or whatever it was, and yeah, really, really, really nice vibe. I loved all the little breaks in the breakdown and stuff. That was really interesting as well. And it was just like, it was always moving. There was always interesting stuff happening. Never felt boring at any point. So yeah, the work is just down to little mix down tricks, and learn how to tighten that mix up, make a few things a little brighter, a bit punchier, and you're away. But yeah, really great job.
Yeah, man.
Yep,
Indeed.
I agree.
Some comments from the chat. Good opening track. He did a great set at Chain Reaction. He masters all the speeds. Red Flag saying, I had that issue when I was making kicks via VSTs. Moving stuff into audio helped a lot with kick bleed. Yep.
If it's audio, then it's just, it's simple. You've just got blocks and you fade them at the end or whatever. That's easy. But if he's using hardware or whatever, then he needs some kind of like a gating thing or a bleed thing that stops the one track going into the next.
I'm trying to find Steve's comment, because I noticed he gave some useful information there, and I can't find it in the chat to read it out.
Steve's saying it's no cutoff.
Ah, yeah, here we go.
Yeah, that's what I said in FL. It's called also like a cutoff, and it's something you just click. But there's another thing you can. It doesn't always work with just that simple click.
Yeah.
There's a trick to it.
It can be the release or whatever. Or
exactly, you have to work a bit on the tail and release and stuff.
Yeah.
All right,
okay.
Awesome.
Fix that, and it's all good. It's a great track. I liked it.
Yeah, I really like his work. Keeps it interesting. Good shit. Good shit. Okay, next up, Rupture with Animals. Let's go.
My point exactly. We're not sins, man. We are natural human instinct. And you can repress and deny us all you want, but the truth is, just animals. Exactly. We're not sins, man. We are natural human instinct. And you can repress and deny us all you want, but the truth is, just animals.
All right, a little bit about the producer. Where's my mouse? Hello, everyone, or hi, everyone. Sorry, I've been stalking this show with my tracks for quite some time now, so I'm not sure how much more bios I can write, but here goes another one. My name is Rupture, a vertically challenged producer from Belgium. I'm sorry, that made me laugh so much. Vinny, you beast. My name is Rupture, a vertically challenged producer from Belgium who likes to make industrial-ish hardcore tracks in different styles and speeds. In the past, I've been called the poor man's outside agency, and while I do consider that to be a compliment, I've been trying to create my own sound and style in the tracks I make. I hope that one day people will listen to a new outside agency track and say, whoa, they sound like a rich man's Rupture. But until that day comes, you can expect the stalking of the show to continue. With love, Vinny. You crack me up, mate. Thanks for submitting again. And it's never boring to have you and your music on the show. I really enjoyed that track, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Really, really good.
Nice
really clean. Somebody in the chat said it could do with a little bit of brightness. I think it was Nanostorm added.
Yeah, I was also going to say that.
A little bit subdued. It could be a bit more energetic, but I thought it was really good nonetheless. And it's probably something that would be fixed in master or mixed down anyway. What do you think, Francis?
Yeah, well, from the moment the track started, I got this sub pack on my back and I was blown away with a good amount of bass. That's always nice. I also thought that the kicks, or some of them, were a little bit on the muddy side, but that's an easy EQ fix or something. A little extra crisp maybe. near the highs, but that's pretty much it. Yeah, I'm dealing with some serious network glitches throughout the track, which is not very easy to listen to. So it's going to be a bit tricky to do very thorough or in-depth, reviews or whatever. But it sounded good, and I'm gonna keep it up and keep writing bios too. Like, you're really good at it.
I nearly didn't make my way through that one. Greg?
There was a lot going on in a really positive way, and what I mean is, it just like it didn't feel boring. That's one of the kind of tricks that you kind of got to learn, is how do I keep my track interesting. And I think, Joe, you and I had a brief chat about something like this. You sent me over a tune, and I was like, and I was listening to a similar style as well by someone very well known, and the difference between what they had sent in and what the kind of pros were doing was kind of subtle, but it was very obvious as well. And part of that is the kind of movement and the interest that you have during your whatever it is, 16 bars or whatever it is, that's kind of like, it's not just about having a kick snare or whatever it is, kick. It's about kind of creating movement from the start of that 16 bars to the end of 16 bars, right? Every part of the track and every segment moves from one thing to another, and there should be movement inside it. And that's one of the things you'll notice with the kind of the more kind of professional producers, is they're always thinking about whether it's hi-hats or whatever it is, there's always movement. And the thing I liked about Vinny's track is it always felt like there was something interesting going on. It was always, kind of things moving and stuff like that.
Agree.
From a mixdown perspective, I think the synths need to be brighter, bigger, more reverb. You listen to like most techno or pretty much anything raw style or whatever it is now, it's all huge, big fucking synths, right? Yeah. And it just makes the track sound much, much bigger. So that kind of, all that extra reverb, but then side chaining the reverb as well. So the track, the synth punches through, and then as it releases, the reverb kicks in and it just fills up the space and makes everything feel big. So there's tricks like that you can use. But I really like the track, really groovy, like a really nice kind of, you could just, I really liked it nicely, right? Yeah.
Vinny's really solid, sure. Man. Really solid.
Yep.
Great stuff, bro. Nice to have you on the show again. Some shouts to people in the chat who are just arriving. Hey, Vonda, Demanufacturer. What's good, buddy? Sick Boy Fletch in the chat too. I also saw Floris. I didn't say hello before, Floris. So what's up? Agent Zero as well. What's good? Good evening, everybody. You're very welcome, Vinny. See you again soon, buddy. Next up, Gathering Storm with Isoflurane Inhalation. Let's go.
You can breathe it. Becomes a big thing like dust. You can breathe it. He's not of this world.
Yeah, baby.
Nice stuff, man. Awesome stuff from Gathering Storm. A little bit about Gathering Storm. The track we submitted here is a gloomy and dark 140 BPM track with heavy inspiration from the silence. The title from this track, Isoflurane Inhalation, has been in the list of titles for songs that have yet to be produced for a long, long time. Yet we now finally have something that we feel fits it. Isoflurane is an anesthetic currently no longer in use for full anesthesia in humans, yet it remains important in non-human applications. Breathing it in gives a nasty taste and smell. Do that for a bit longer and you start to feel lightheaded. We tried to replicate that sensation up to some point through vocals and pads used in the track. Dreamy, gloomy, sometimes hard to make out with a healthy dose of ominousness. The industrial kick drum represents a dispenser machinery that is working to emit the isoflurane gases into the room. Enjoy. Nice.
Gases into the room.
Yeah.
Just to say,
Yeah, I have that
there's
sometimes.
There's my list of track titles that I've still
Don't
yet
show it
to
too close.
use.
People steal them.
There's hundreds of them. Look,
I have a list
keep
like that
writing
as
all
well.
these track titles that I'm going to use. Hundreds of them.
Oh, I don't have that many, but it's often it's often like stuff you watch on TV or something weird happens.
And you hear a really
in
cool
live.
phrase or a word, and you're like, I'm going to use that.
Yeah, my last edition was the one on tour because I saw a naked Chinese man. So there's gonna be a track, Naked Chinese Man, very soon.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of a
I left
similar
out the
kind
whole
of thing,
bush,
right?
Yeah, it could have been like naked Chinese bush, but I didn't, or you know.
Okay. Anyway,
it
back,
decent.
back to the track. What did you think, Francis?
Yeah, I got a little excited there. That's the kind of industrial I can get behind. Again, my network made the whole thing a bit messed up, but I did listen to it before, and it's nice and dark. The atmos, the build up. Yeah, no, there's not much I can say about this one. I really like it. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Same. So I was a little like I was really digging it, and then it faded into like the kicks and percussion faded into the into the main drop. And I was like, I'm not sure if I like that fade. It's like kind of very old school to do it that way. You know, most people kind of like would have filters or a kind of, you know, kind of like smooth it in. But it kind of made sense because it was like, as the different parts of the track came in.
It's more of a millennium kind of thing, I think.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, much kind of older. Yeah.
Somebody
thing.
called out Peaky Pounder in the chat. That's exactly what I thought.
Definitely
when
had that
when I
kind
heard
of.
it.
The kick was lovely. I loved the crunchy distortion. Felt like that kind of like early mid 2000s kind of just real. When there was loads of good industrial coming out, then wasn't it? It was just real, super crunchy.
The comeback has begun.
Indeed. The only thing I missed, and I was really lost in it for a bit, and then you kind of cut it off just not long after the second drop. I thought the second drop could have had a switch kick that would have been amazing. You know, could have dropped with one kick, and you're just like, okay, I'm back in the groove, and then it switches into something even heavier that would have just blown my socks off. That would have been lovely. But it's a great track. With a great atmosphere. Yes, I just kind of really lost myself in it while it was playing. It was really nice.
A little bit from the chat. Jay Trusted saying, really nice track, great flow, and the little touches and noises all calculate into a nicely polished track. The drop is insanity. Starving Insect saying, oh, the addition of atmospheric pads is what's lacking in most industrial, in my opinion. 10 out of 10 would play again. Incoherent says, drenched in Atmos. Indeed. Nanostorm stays very interesting and tense. Lovely. Rupture, awesome atmosphere, lots of details. It's just good feedback all round, gang. Great progress, guys. Respect, big up. Nice one. I want to give a shout out to Incoherent in the chat. How's it going, buddy? And for everybody's information, Incoherent's just announced the start of a new industrial night in Scotland called Subterrane. So look them up on your socials and get following them because they got the right ideas and the right concept and the right passion behind what they're doing. So go and give them your support, everybody. Big up, Paul. Cool. Shout. Next up tonight, Christortion and AWN with You Can't See Me. Let's go. A little bit about Christortion and AWN. Hi, we are Christortion and AWN. You might remember me, Christortion, from the episode with Dolphin and Art of Fighters. This time, I'm excited to share a track I created with my girlfriend, AWN. We're both from Germany and we drew inspiration mainly from Cancel and The Silence. A lot of people inspired by The Silence of late. It's really nice to see, by the way. AWN hasn't released any tracks yet, but you can expect some awesome Schranz tracks in the future. Be sure to check out my track Blood is for Sharing on SoundCloud. I also included a fun track that I made when I challenged myself to create something in just 30 minutes. Yeah, I haven't got that to play, unfortunately, but thanks for sending. We're looking forward to your feedback. I really enjoyed that. A nice Schranzy feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
Really,
yeah. I was something like Schranzy Horse. I was like, yeah,
Horse. What do you think, Francis?
Yeah, I liked it. There were some things that could use a bit of polishing. I think like the vocal just before the drop kind of felt a bit, I don't know, in the background a bit. I don't know.
Yep, yeah. The vocals needed to come up, just smack an OTT on it or something.
Yes, but I really like then the drop and the whole Schranzy. I do love some Schranz. That's not a secret. Yeah, no, I had a good flow. I would even pitch it up a little bit. A Schranz could be a little bit faster for me. But the main thing about this was like the kick drum. The last kick drum was not really my thing. I don't know if it was a personal thing or it sounded a bit more raw style to me.
Yeah,
which kind of felt a bit out of place compared to the rest of the track. But all in all, yeah, great job. Yeah.
Greg?
Yeah. Yep. I think Francis just covered it all. I think, yeah, it was nice, really nice Schranz vibe. I wasn't really sure about, like Francis said, that kind of last kick at the end. It kind of gave it a different feel.
It's a personal
yeah,
thing.
I mean,
I
really
understand
nice
the
groove
kick
and-
switch, but
Yeah.
maybe not that one for me personally.
Yep.
Oh, he's a raw style
Yeah,
producer.
no,
Okay, that
I'm
kind
with
of.
you.
Okay, that makes sense then.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's Digital Anarchy in the chat then.
Schranzes.
Ah, yeah.
I'm stealing that.
Schranzes. Put it on the list.
Yeah.
Put it on the list. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. But
demanufacturer.
I'm digging a bit of Schranz at the moment.
Yeah, me
It's,
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all good.
Demanufacturer enjoying the groove. Nagasaki saying nice one, nice groove. Hey, by the way, bro, you okay? Vicious saying shout out to Chris. Very. Nano Storm saying great stuff. Groove is really good. Interesting picker sound. Good shit, man. It's a pretty good new blood today, right? We're having some good tracks here.
Yeah, they've all been really good so far.
Yeah.
Yep.
Shout out to Antones, by the way, in the chat. Nice to see you. To see you. Nice. All right. Next up, the Fanatiker, Black and Full of Hate. Let's go.
Black and full of hate. Black and full of hate. I am the Lord of Darkness. Black and full of hate. Darkness. There is only one lure for such disgusting goodness. One bait that never fails. I require the solace of the shadows and the dark of the night. Sunshine is my destroyer. We are eternal.
All right. Another decent track. This
All
is
the reverb.
yeah, a lot of reverb.
Yeah.
Let me put the information on screen here. Yep. So this is Hey Joe and friends. My name is Mike, and I'm 7 years old music fan from Salzburg, Austria. The DJ,
Salzburg.
yeah. The DJ name is The Villain, and also for producing slower stuff, call me Der Fanatiker. My first DJ appearance was 98, and I'm 25% of the Hell or Heaven DJ team. Sorry, we organised on the same name the event at Cave Club Salzburg. We are now doing a yearly basis a hardcore truck at the Unite Parade and an event series called Heretic. Oh my god, I'm murdering this. Hell Electric. A friend of mine, Peter Stormtrooper, was listening to one of my tracks, and normally he tells me a lot of things and how I can do my stuff better. And on this one, for any reasons, he had nothing to complain about. He suggested that I send this track to you to have a listen. I'd really appreciate that without further expectations. I just love producing music. It's so much fun. There's a load of bullshit on the internet, but your show pays off to invest time. Thank you, man. When you start watching, you kind of get tied up because it's so varied and you get a lot of cool stories, music, and insider infos. Also a great springboard for new artists. So keep going, and enough writing now. Cheers, Mike. Thanks, Mike. Thanks for the flowers, man. Appreciate
Kind
that.
words, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Francis, what do you think, buddy?
Overall, a really cool track. I don't know. Again, the connection here, but I think maybe the first kick was either a little bit over compressed or a bit muddy in a way, but it has a good flow and it rolls really well. And it's I don't know. I think the only thing that really made me even more enthusiastic was the last bit. Some percussion came in, and I was missing a bit extra percussion in this. It could really benefit from, especially if the aim is to make more techno on the harder end of techno. You can really play well with percussions and put some elements in different fields of the stereo, and like, you know, pan some snares on that side and pan some hats on the other and make it move a bit. But in the end, there was this nice rolling hats or snares coming in, and that really benefited from the track. So you can add a whole other dimension by just percussion. Yeah.
Yep.
But I think the vibe, there were a lot of reverb. Like, if there's somebody that lately has been blowing me away by reverb, it's RABBeAT, and then he masters it very well.
Yeah.
But there's also a way to integrate it perfectly with the kick drums, and maybe this was a bit not in the right spatial zone or something. But all in all, these are details. I think you understand how music works, and then how to build a track, and you know,
the kick switches were nice, man.
Yeah.
I thought that some of them were quite subtle, but it just gave it enough energy to keep it moving, and some of them were quite obvious, and it just took it to the next level again. Maybe a little bit of balance in some of them. It felt like it was just a little bit too much in one direction or another, but it's mixed down stuff.
It definitely slams. It would work on the dance floor.
100, mate. Yeah, for sure. What do you think, Greg?
So I think the thing with the reverb stuff, right? If you have too much reverb on everything, you end up, and I mean in a good way, that kind of like early PCP sound where it sounds like, you know, massive stuff for like huge rooms, which works if you've only got a few elements. But as you build more and more elements, it gets more washed out, right? So like Francis says, you've got to think about how you're controlling all this kind of wash from all the reverb, right? And people like RABBeAT, I think, do it very, very well. Now, I don't know what they're doing, but there's, you know, reverb automation goes a long way, right? Knowing when to put it in and when to take it out, and automating that rather than having just on all the time on everything. The other thing you can do is, like I literally just said in the last track, sidechain through your reverb. So when you know, so you've got like gates and kills and stuff like that. So when the next track comes in, the reverb stops and the sound punches through clean again, rather than having all the reverb washing through it as well. So there's loads of little tricks you can do that kind of help make things sound big but still clean and very punchy. Because that's ideally what you're aiming for when your transients hit, when you kind of like, you know, your stuff punches through. You want the sound to be clean and not mixed in with a load of washy reverb as well. That's the trick, really. So
A little bit of...
but yeah, I love the track. Sorry, yeah, it was really cool. Really cool. Sorry, yeah.
Some feedbacks from the chat that's worth reading out here. Starving Insect says, cool, I really like the offbeat reverb on the kick, but it could come a few milliseconds later to create a better groove. Nagasaki, nice one, reminds me of Sirens of Silent Hill. Would sound amazing with a bit more work on the mix. Somebody said something about the synth. The manufacturer saying whatever synth is in the background, I'd move it up front and less buried in the reverb. Agent Zero saying I love that people in general are going back to the older styles. Yeah, I dig. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sick.
about the reverb story, like with synths, it's often good to get a dry channel just without any reverb and then get another one on top with a lot of reverb and kind of automate in between them. So that's how I like to do it. And so you have a lot of control over it as well.
Yeah, you can even run like track spacer through your reverb, right? So you you got it on a synth or whatever, then again you're just kind of EQing or ducking the parts of that synth that matters, where you keep the rest of it out there. So yeah. Anyway, reverb tricks. Talk all day about them. I'm not going to.
Next up, that's a different show, right? Agent Zero with ID. Let's go.
Gregory. We're getting all the Shrazy kick today, aren't we?
Yeah. And judging by the chat's reaction and my reaction, by the way, that was a good tune. I feel like it's one of the better ones we've heard today so far. Really, really enjoyed it. Let me bring up a bit about Agent Zero. Hi, I'm Nick, aka Agent Zero. I'm from Maastricht, the Netherlands. I'm producing and performing for some years now. Check out my socials for various releases on Crusaders, Prototypes, and the Death Machine Dread remix on Oblivion. My inspiration is very broad, but I've grown up with all forms of hardcore, drum and bass, and techno since about 2010, and I still love it a lot. For this track, I've chosen to smash the limiter and bring controlled chaos, distortion, and clipping back. Fully on board with that. Liked it a lot. What do you think, Francis?
Yeah, I didn't know what to expect. Really, I kind of forgot about this one from the intro. The intro could use some work, I think, but then the kick started, and you kind of forget or stop caring about the intro.
Everything.
And there were some really good kick switches in there. Some really nice kicks. Again, proof that industrial is really dead. It sounds, it's good. I don't know what to say about it really. It gets repetitive after a while. I mean, you guys keep sending good tracks, so it's hard to to talk into detail about it. No, good kicks. Good kicks.
But yeah, it was one of the things I liked about it is that once it kind of established the groove, then the thing that switched or that you kind of drew you was the kicks, and by the second drop, you kind of knew what was coming. You knew that like 16 bars, and you're waiting for the next kick then because you kind of got a feeling. That's not a bad thing, and it's nice that it had how many? I don't know. 10, 15 different kicks, maybe, but it kind of kept it fun, right? And there was like some of them were definitely better than others. There was like a bit of a quality control thing going on with the kicks, but having so many different ones made it kind of fun, right? Kind of made it a bit like, cool, okay, let's see where this one's going. And I loved the way that each different kick gave the track a different feel, even though it felt like the same groove was rolling over the top. Each kick gave it a different kind of vibe and stuff, and I really enjoyed that. So yeah, it was a fun track. I kind of liked it. It was just like enough going on, enough interesting things, and it was driven completely by the kicks, and the percussion was just like kind of keeping it company. I really enjoyed it.
He's in the chat. He says the kicks are built on each other, but just with other parameters in the synthesis. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, because it does, even though it's all different kicks, it all ties well together.
Feels cohesive, yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm I like to have a lot of different kick drums too, and often very different ones. But this was like a story around the kick drums that works really well. So yeah,
cool. Nice to see your progress, Nick. Doing really good, man. Nice one. Big up. Well done. A shout to Alan. DJ Terror, aka Toxic Sickness, in the chat. What's good, buddy? Next up, we've got Noiziatrics with Evils from Within. Let's go. All right. A little bit about the artist, Noiziatrics. Second time sending to the track to New Blood. It's hard to point to many single inspirations since I put a little from almost everywhere, but I'll say my biggest is an artist like Merzbow. I make stuff in a bunch of genres. I've got 3 ambient albums you can check out, but of course what we've got here is some hardcore. This track is part of a currently unreleased 5-track EP. The inspiration is darker, like the longer you listen to it, the more the more you might want to murder someone later. Perfect for Halloween. Also, I love physical media. I've got a bookshelf of records and a few CDs and tapes you can buy from my Bandcamp. And something specifically to Tripped. I love Celebration of Ignorance. Good shit. I wish shipping prices to the USA weren't so expensive. For vinyl, also, you're one of the main inspirations for trying to paint my latest album cover. So thanks.
Cool.
Yeah. So I think this one's probably the one that could benefit with the most kind of feedback and development so far. Yeah. I think there's
waiting
bunch of stuff
when this one was coming, because
Yeah.
I had when I listened to it the first time, for some reason it made me, the first kick was like, it reminded me of Delta 9's Shooting Rampage, the very, very aggressive,
Yeah.
like, I don't know, like out of the blue, this kick, I don't know, I like the kick, but it is a little bit like, well, it is a bit messy. The whole track needs a bit of work.
Yeah.
Especially build-up wise, story-wise, it has to become a bit more coherent. It feels a bit empty at times as well. I'm personally not fan of the synth or
the melody thing.
Melody thing.
It was too repetitive for too long, right?
Yeah. It definitely needs some work in general, but you know, it's hardcore and it has balls, that's for sure. So
That's for sure.
I don't know how to say something constructive still.
Well, you already did.
I think, yeah, but you know, I don't feel like it was that useful. I would like put a lot of focus on a build-up of a track, like using percussion elements again to create a story by using a certain amount of bars and yeah, I don't know. Greg, help me, please.
Yeah,
structure is important
was,
for me. Yeah,
structure was a big thing, and I think balance as well. Go on, Greg. Go for it, Greg.
Yeah, no, I think Francis covered a lot of it already, I think. Oh,
Yeah.
hang on. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Yeah, it was just all a little messy, wasn't it? It was there's a lot of work to do learning how to mix down a track properly, especially if you're going to play in this genre. Like if you're doing pure noise stuff like Merzbow or whatever, then you know you can. There's a lot more room to kind of be more experimental. But if you're gonna do, you know, if you're gonna do a hardcore track and you want it to sound modern and punchy, then it has to kind of follow some kind of rules that make mixdown sound good, right? Kind of basic electronic music stuff. I mean, it would benefit a lot from just like a bit of basic referencing. I think just kind of listening to something A/B in it and get an idea of what other stuff sounds like and try and get those levels in the right kind of ballpark. There's some great ideas in there, but it's just there's just a lot to learn with the mixdown stuff.
All of that crunch is just taking
some little simple things like in.
Sorry, Greg.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Yep, it's way out there. Yeah,
I think we have a little delay, right?
There was a part in the middle where it just broke. I think we do too. Yeah. Sorry. There was a part that's got a kick snare going on in the middle, just a simple breakdown with a kick snare, and you could just tell how rigid it was. There was no swing to it. There was no groove. It was all very 16ths and stuff. And stuff like that. You need a kind of, you know, layers like we were talking about before, movement and kind of groove to kind of move things along. So there's obviously some great ideas in there. He knows what he wants to do, but there's just, you know, he's you know, it's a journey, right? There's a lot to learn, and I'd love to hear what he comes out with next. So,
yeah, I wrote down here that the melody in the background was too repetitive. I wrote that there was too much distortion on the kick that was stealing from any kind of dynamics, and the levels between everything was needed work, and the structure needed work. They were the main things. So thank you for submitting, though, Noiziatrics. You certainly lived up to your name.
Yeah. Yep.
And come back again. Keep coming, man. We'll always give you feedback here, good or bad.
Yeah. Especially representing in the USA as well. I mean, it's good to hear electronic, experimental music coming out of the USA as well.
Yep, for sure.
Yes, and I'm happy to hear that I can inspire you for various things, apparently. And thank you for the support. I know the shipping is can be hefty, but I have sadly no control in that. But thanks for the support nonetheless.
Yep, indeed. Okay, I'm going to play another track. Greg, during this track, do you want to jump out and jump back in to see if it fixes the delay? Oh, hold on.
Yep.
One, say yes when I say 1. 3, 2, 1.
Yes.
No. Okay. That's not too bad now. Maybe it's caught up with itself. Anyway, next up, Viciouz with BOOYAH. Let's go.
Like, hello, sir. Hey, I know you don't know me, but would you be interested in a founding quantity of methamphetamine?
Where'd you get it? I cooked it. Bullshit. BOOYAH! Wow! This kicks like a mule with his balls wrapped in duct tape. Wow!
Amphetamine?
BOOYAH!
Hello.
Like a mule with his balls wrapped in duct tape. What is this shit? This is blue.
Maybe blue, but it's a bomb.
We use a different chemical process, but it is every bit as pure.
Tight, yeah! Now what I'd say, man, this guy can cook! Blue, yellow, pink! Whatever, man, just keep bringing me that.
Like, hello, sir. Hey, I know you don't know me, but would you be interested in a founding quantity of methamphetamine? Founding quantity of methamphetamine?
Methamphetamine.
Nice.
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad, indeed. A little bit of an Edub influence
I just finished
there.
rewatching it. I watched the whole fucking thing again.
Really?
recently.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
It's
just
been
smashed all the way through it. It
on
was
the
really good.
agenda as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind
Yeah,
watching
yeah.
it again. A little bit about Viciouz. Hey, Joe, and guys, I guess. Time for me to send something for the New Blood section. This is BOOYAH, the second track from my Breaking Bad themed EP. Let me bring him on the screen. Here we go. It's quite aggressive as its topic is Tuco testing out Heisenberg's meth for the first time. I would call it like 80 to 90% finished. I covered today the OST, which I had in there before. maybe you can suggest some final touches, what it's missing, etc. Some stuff about me, German industrial producer, DJ guy who is dropping industrial bombs on unprepared crowds at hardstyle, up-tempo and hard tech parties, trying to get them hooked with the good stuff. Got to say, lately I play a bit more extra raw, but always end that on industrial. As I was selected as one of the winners of the Rebirth contest, I will get a chance to present our beautiful genre there in less than 2 weeks from now. For that occasion, I'm trying to finish as many as my unfinished tracks as possible. They have been played unfinished in my sets for too long now. Right, what do we think about that one? I'm coming to Gregory first. Go.
Cool, yeah, no, really cool track. Yeah, there was. It felt like it needed a couple more layers. Like it's almost there. Like he's got the groove, he's got the kicks, got the samples, but it feels like it needs something just to pad it out, just to make it really kind of to make it sound bigger. And I don't know whether that is a kind of just a kind of synth or a screechy sound, or just some more atmospheres, or just making kind of enough some like break layers or percussion or something just to kind of pull the top of it out, really. But it was a really cool groove. Really, I mean, solid stuff. I mean, he's a good producer. He knows what he's doing. Loads of cool uses of samples and stuff like that. Everyone loves Breaking Bad. Everybody knows the context and stuff. So, yeah, I think it's like, I don't know, 80% there, 85% there. It's just, for me, it's just missing a couple of extra layers. And when he finds them, it'll all click. Right? Yeah. It'll be like one of those things where you kind of like, you don't realize what you're missing until you kind of add something in, and then it just suddenly fills out that bit of track that you just like, just needed that extra. So I think it's really close. I don't know what it is, whether it's some synths or some pads or some, even kind of like breaks or whatever, just to kind of fill in that kind of upper mid to give it a bit more energy and warmth, maybe something like that. I don't know. Francis, what do you think? What do you do?
Well, luckily you covered almost most of it. Yeah, no, but it is like you say. I also had the feeling that it missed something, but it's hard to place what it is. I also thought like just a simple crash running into the breakdown or something percussion-y, or just a little bit extra, or maybe a reverb here and there. It is a little less my style of industrial, this one. But it doesn't take away that it's well produced, but it lacks something to be finished.
Yeah, it's real close. It just needs that extra layer or two or whatever it is. It's probably just one.
I'm all
element.
for less is more though, but it still it does feel like it's missing something.
Even if you go less though, then your sounds have to really fill up the space. Yeah. And again, whether that comes back to reverb or just having very full frequency sounds.
Yeah, maybe some sweepy things, or like filter some things in and out and see what it sounds like.
I felt that some of the samples, it felt like the samples could use a bit of work. I felt like the chopping on them was a bit loose in parts. I don't know if that's what he's going for, but it felt like they were just not quite sitting right. Somebody said in the chat that they could maybe do with some effects or something on them, because it just sounded like the show was playing in the background. Some of the samples did sound like Francis talking, actually. I did notice that.
Yeah, it's a little bit dry. Yeah, it could use a bit of processing.
So maybe a bit of something like that.
And my voice is not great, so you don't want the track to sound like me. So.
And he says in the chat, I got several MIDI stems from the OST cover, which I've been trying to use, add something in the drops. That could be a cool idea. Cool. Yeah. Sounds like you're already on the right track, bro. Honestly.
Yeah, man, it's really close. It just needs that one little bit that'll take it from like good to really cool.
Yeah, and I think there's a big stylistic part in that, given the kind of parties that you're playing at and the kind of stuff you're playing.
Yeah, and exactly.
You're sat
it's
right
definitely
in the middle there somewhere. Like it's.
It's definitely going to be a step up for the hardstyle parties you're playing. So yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And it had like a real E-dub taste to it on some of the kicks, some of the like whack kicks as well. I like that.
The which
one?
Good
shit, man. Whack.
No, nice one, mate.
Yeah, well done. GG, man. GG.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, that brings us to the end
New
of
blood.
the New Blood section. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of propaganda. If you guys need to go to the toilet, then you can go.
Toilet propaganda.
Yep.
Toilet propaganda time.
I'm just getting more white anyway. Like.
The Oblivion Show will always be a free show to watch and to enjoy. However, if you do want to support us a little bit, then you can. Good news. If you head over to the Oblivion YouTube channel and go to the join section, you can be presented with several different options for membership there. There's the tier 1. That gives you all of the loyalty badges next to your name in the chat. As you are a member for longer, the colour changes. You'll see some people with red in there. Drastic is just posted in the chat. Become a member so that you can annoy Joe with these messages. Yep, that sounds about right. Thank you, Drastic. As you can see, he's a red one. So, yeah. Shout out to Amanda in the chat, by the way. I see you there, Mandela. Custom emoji to use in the comments and live chat. So all of the emojis that you see in the chat, you can use those. Feel free to spam the emojis to show them those guys. Thank you. You get 5% discount at oblivionunderground.com. You get shout outs because we can see your name easier, and exclusive Discord ranks in our Discord server. Tier 2 is $2.99 a month, so just a little bit more, and that gives you everything from tier 1, but also free Oblivion Underground digital releases when they come out. You get them sent to you. You get a code to download them for free. Priority notifications for our merch drops, members only chats, etc. Tier 3, this is like God tier. You get vouchers at Oblivion and Hardcore BOOYAH on a regular basis. You get early access, so you get all of the Oblivion promo releases at the same time as DJs and artists. You get entry into our competitions when we run them, members only perks, priority reply to comments, etc. You may have heard me talk before about our Discord. Well, yep, we have got a Discord server. Discord, if you don't know what it is kind of like a IRC chat meets easy forums meets kind of a social media space meets Skype meets, it's like a communication tool that's away from the hustle and bustle and bullshit of your social media, where you can communicate with peoples. So we've got different areas within our chat. We've got voice channels, we've got general chat where we have introductions, chit chat where people just shoot the shit, talk about whatever they're doing, pass some time. Members only area for people who are members only. Community chat, that's all to do with the Oblivion Show. Suggesting things to guests to bring on, insights, etc. Then we have a production zone, which is obviously for producers talking about different plugins, talking about how to use things, etc. DJing, gaming, people trying to hook up and game together, graphic design, video, streaming, etc. And then there's a separate area for link sharing so that all of the other places don't get spammed. So tracks and releases, always good place to find some good music. Even for me, I dig in there occasionally and find some good shit. DJ sets, always good sets being posted in here from people in the community and people outside of the community as well. Live streams, movies, memes, events, etc. So yeah, if you remember in the on YouTube, you get access to the members only area here and special ranks within here, and we've got like 250 members or something like that. So yeah, if that's what you're into, get yourselves over there. Information on how you join that is in the description of this video. So yeah, if you want to do that, then please come over and it'll be nice to see you. And I see somebody gifted a load of subs in the chat. Who was that? Miss Potato gifting subs to people. You're such a kind lady. Thank you so much. Appreciate it a lot. Hey, Francis. Welcome back.
Hello. Yeah, I'm still trying to fix this whole ghost situation, but you know, shitty webcam. I'm just gonna turn the light on because I'm pretty annoyed by you know, just popping out of the dark, you know.
Well, it is nearly Halloween, so you know, right?
Yeah. I also put a fan on because Jesus Christ, I never use headphones or barely, and then these are so hot.
Yeah, it's warm in here as well, actually.
Yeah, I've been in the studio all day, so it kind of heats up in here.
Indeed. So I guess we're going to do this interview section. I think Greg's had enough. So
Yeah. Why
so-
why is Dan Doormouse? Oh, okay, he just left.
did he?
I missed it. Yeah, I saw that image there in the corner.
Yeah. When we get members or subscribers, Dan Doormouse pops up in the corner. He's also one of our emojis in the chat as well. There you go.
That I remember.
There's one of Greg, one of Dan, and one of me in the chat.
Oh,
Yeah. So, Greg's not here, but whatever. How have you been, buddy? It's been a minute since you were on the show. You've done another album, and you've just
It's been a year.
back. Yeah.
Since the last album. It's not that long, but yeah, well, time flies. Time flies. I've been good. There was this long pause. I've been very, very busy.
Let's start on your health, because you recently had some quite intrusive surgery that was a little bit problematic, shall we say. Tell us about it, man.
Yeah, so yeah, I think most people know it by now. I've had a bilateral hip replacement, so both sides got replaced by a prothese, artificial hip. Why? I started to have issues roughly a year ago due to my part-time job. It requires a lot of getting in and out of a van. A certain movement I was not very used to, and that really translated into very sore hips and really like inflammations and constant bullshit. And I did various tests, and I had a follow-up having sport revalidation. Usually that kind of, when you add some muscle to it, it kind of takes away the inflammation and the pain. While I had photos being made, or scans, and they did see there was arthritis, but they figured that it would be okay, or that that the test or the revalidation that I did, that it would be enough. That did pretty much almost nothing for me. That was funny though, because I was doing all kinds of workout between elderly women.
Oh, really?
So it was just me on floor mats doing the same exercises and squatting and stuff. It was very funny. You should have been there. But then they started injecting all kinds of things. Like the cortisone works well on inflammation, but that's a temporary thing, and that worked for 2 weeks, and then the pain just came back. Then they put some gel in there, which usually helps, like making it kind of replaces what normally organically is in your loins, or that doesn't make you have so much friction or whatever. But that did really nothing, and for them that was a clear sign that I had to go back to an extra checkup. And they directly said, what's the only thing that's really gonna help for you is just getting a new hip. And usually the next step is to do, because they saw on the photos that I have a bone deformation called a cam morphology, which is basically like having a bump on the bone, which made my mobility very limited. And from just that extra friction I had to do suddenly at my work, it just caused a lot of arthritis in a short period of time. Plus it constantly was like eating on me, and like having like an infected or inflamed pain, and that got really bad. It was I was very limited in what I could still do. It took away a lot of my movement. I couldn't move my leg inwards anymore. I was so done with it. And then when I heard like this is the only thing that's really gonna work for you, I looked at my agenda and I was like, okay, either I have a relatively calm summer, either I do it directly, or
you do both,
or I need to wait until January, which I didn't want to do. And no, it was the doctor who said, let's do both. You're young, you can handle it. And that's kind of where I misjudged the whole thing.
It's a typical Francis move, may I add?
Yes. I just called the dude, let's do it. And then 2 weeks time, I had my appointment, and then honestly, if I didn't do both sides in one go, I might have been like I don't know, from doing one side, I might have been not motivated to do the other one, even though both of them were equally bad. But then I might have dreaded it on, and so it was the shortest route to recovery. But what I totally underestimated was the fact that you cannot do anything anymore in the beginning. It's not like you can go to the fridge and get yourself some drinks or some food, because you need both crutches. You cannot walk really without support. And there's a few times I really hurt myself. And that one time I went out to a restaurant with Joe once. Well, came out of my house once, and I fell off the damn stairs of the restaurant because they had these very narrow steps with the carpet, and I just slid with my crutch and slid all the way down.
That was brutal.
And oh my god, I was also at that point like I had to go on tour. That was also one of those things like.
I couldn't believe it. It was Francis was non-mobile. I collected him from his house. I helped him into the car and put his crutches in the back. We went to dinner, and obviously it was worse coming back because he'd had a fall and he was in really bad pain. But he's like, I'm going on tour next week.
Yeah. Well, I think there was 2 weeks in between. But that's the strange thing. Like,
fucking hell.
Before I said yes to that date of the surgery, I knew that tour was coming, and I was very blindly like looking, and okay, so I asked them beforehand, can I do this? And they said, if all goes well, you can, but it's not going to be fun, and like, okay, I make my own fun. But
don't tell me.
Yeah. But they give you these sort of timeline of what you can do, and like after 6 weeks you can drive a car again. And I'm like, I mean, if you can drive a car, you can do this or that. And like after a month you can DJ again, but it's gonna hurt. And then you're like, okay, but how bad can it be? That's how I think. And then it was the same. Like after 2 months you can pretty much do everything again. But what they don't really say is like the pain or like how long you can do that stuff. And all you find online is usually people who do one side, and the fact that I have no good side is just extra heavy. And I really misjudged all of that. So going on tour was very rough, because you do want to see some stuff, and before you know it, you've walked kilometers, and then you're like, fuck.
Well, to make it clear to everyone, to paint the picture, what did your tour entail? Because you did some stops, right?
What do you mean?
Well, where did you go?
Oh, where did I go?
Yeah.
I started in Shanghai, then I went to Taipei, Taiwan, then I went to Sydney and Melbourne, and then back to China for Beijing, and then to Tokyo, Japan. It's a lot, but the main thing was
that's some miles, right?
Yeah, the main thing is that they told me like I can walk, but I cannot. There's limits, and standing is worse than walking. Actually, once I get a bit of get it flowing or something, like sitting down now all day or something, I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna start off like a little bit like a penguin, and then I'm off, So I can do things, but it's all rather limited in how long. So like also this weekend, I still had pain. Everything standing up longer than an hour, I guess just you will see me doing weird stretches and stuff. And it's not fun. And those long flights were not great at all. But, I had some painkillers, nothing too fancy. But it's all about, moving around a bit. And I must say, like, I had physiotherapy every weekday, and that was without that, they also kind of could prepare me a bit as much as possible for this tour, trying to get some, build up some strength. I was doing like squats with weights and stuff. Like that's also why, I don't drink alcohol still. And actually it's going rather well. I don't miss it. So I couldn't risk getting into stupidity or stupid kind of things. And risk this tour and my health in general. And then, when I fell off that stairs, my world kind of crumbled for a second. But it was just like a setback from a few days or maybe a week in pain, and then, I mean, the body's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But now I feel it goes way more slow. Now I cannot really say like, I don't know. Like in the beginning, you get this checklist almost like I can do this again, and now it still hurts, but it gets less. But it feels like it's slowing down in a way. So it's very hard to know what I can really do and what not. But actually, moving is good, you know. I was gonna say in a nutshell, but that was not a nutshell. So,
Big nutshell.
Fine. It's meant to be a long form chat. It's all good, man. So and how do you feel like today? Is it, are you nearly there?
Like I said, it reached the point that it's very difficult to know what I can handle. So also what I want to add to the whole tour thing, I could not have pulled it off without airport assistance. I could just show up at the airport and like I said, I can walk a bit, but I could not like queue in somewhere. This is the worst for me. So I could just show up there, say that I'm there. They put me in a wheelchair. You're not gonna miss your flight already. You're already like in a chair. It's amazing.
Yeah.
You get priority thing. I met so many old people, like-minded, like I don't know. I made so many old elderly friends along the way. No, that was amazing. And like now I reached the point I don't know what I can do. So like after Gabberland, I had pain. You know, 90-minute set is still a bit long, but I soldiered through. But then I still fixed the wheelchair in Schiphol because it's a big airport, you know. But then, for example, the day afterwards, because Montpellier was, because I had to go there, then it was rather small. That I can do. So it's very hard to know what I can now handle. Also, driving in my car is shit. I have to buy like a little pillow so I'm sitting higher and stuff, you know. A certain angle and the pressure, it's, you know. Movement is good. Sitting on the same position is not great. Yeah. I don't know. It's very hard to know how long this is still gonna take. The complete recovery, they say, can be up to a year, but usually you can, you know, it's now 3 months and something, so usually 4 or 5 months should be. I think I could probably do.
You'll get there, mate.
You know, yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there.
So all of that aside, how was the tour?
Well, it's hard to put that aside of the tour because, you know, it was such a big thing of what I could do. It was, first of all, it was really nice because there was a few countries I haven't been. I played Tokyo or Japan and Australia a couple of times, and I love it. I made friends over the years there, so it was really good being back there. China was this weird, like, unknown world because it is a bit, you feel that it's relatively new to Western society, and like there's really, you know, there's this vibe that I found very odd in a way, but party wise they're catching up. Like they had really good parties. They go the extra mile into like little things, like the tokens from Abyss in Shanghai was like a necklace, a chain that you just each time take like a part off or something. Like
cool.
If you put it in your pocket, you would just hurt yourself because it's super sharp. But you can wear it, and like, you know, they have really crazy clubs. Yeah, that was really nice. And actually China was also, I mean, I climbed on the wall of China, and that was one of the things that I wanted to, like, an extra motivation to get better too. Like, I want to be able to physically do that. But I never wanted to climb on the actual mountain. I wanted to just be able to do the steps on top. But the runner that brought me there was not aware of my hip situation. So I chose this certain area where you had a cable car to go up. But he didn't get that, so we actually walked up the mountain, which was roughly 1,000 stairs. And I cursed the guy, like, oh my God. like there was this sign like that said you reached 20% of the mountain, and we already walked a lot, and I was like, you're joking, right? Like seriously, I kind of lost it there.
Oh no, bro.
Because you know you once you're then on top, you still have to walk all the thing. I mean, you cannot. I mean, I wanted to save my energy, of course, for on top. Plus, the next day I had to play as well, which was also like 100-minute set or something. So I had actually the climbing the day itself. You soldier through, but what happens then at night? You get this soaring pain, and that lasted for days. That was terrible. You know, so I did have to push myself in some regards, but it was very rewarding being on the mountain there on the wall as well. I was very impressed about Taiwan. The difference with China, like how Western they are in there. It sits a bit between Japan and China in a way, but very very friendly and yeah, their hospitality was amazing. Very beautiful country too. Like yeah, no, I was blown away with that, to be honest. Even despite it just rained everywhere that I went. I went to China. There was a typhoon, 2 typhoons. Then I went to Taipei, and it was just raining all the time. But I mean, it was, you know, it doesn't stop you from checking some stuff out. And yeah, the parties also in Australia were really good. Shout out to Tyson and Paul Spindo for throwing also a new concept that they have, this called Paradox. Just, you know, just people again for the love of industrial throwing their own events, and Australia can use a lot of that. And you know,
yeah, they're in a funny position out there, man, with the monopolies of the big organizations and the way artists are being restricted from doing this and that. And yeah, it's all a bit political out there, man, from what I understand. And those guys are really like waving the flag for the underground sound. So nothing but respect for them, man.
It's nice. And also, you know, well, SHN is back, so there's
exactly
monthly, not monthly, but every 2-3 months there is a hardcore event that is not mainstream or uptempo or hardstyle. So no, good things for Australia for sure. And yeah, also a special shout out for Miyuki, who booked me in Tokyo this time. It was a really really good party, and I think she's really doing very well on the production side. She's doing a lot for the scene in Japan, and also, I mean, her production level is quite high, and she's touring Europe. I'm very proud of her, and I'm happy to be able to work with her as well. And yeah, we might, you know, there might be something on Madback for her.
Cool.
I don't know. Yeah, didn't want to tease too much, but you know, stuff is gonna happen.
Awesome. Big ups, Miyuki.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it must have been a little bit of a different tour for you this time, with being sober, because normally your tours aren't so much like that, right?
Yeah, I have this tendency to, you know, to try and enjoy, and then it became a bit honestly, like I found this a very very good reason to kind of not to separate DJing or music with alcohol and whatever comes with it. I had really difficulties with that because it's linked to it, you know, like you go out and you have a drink, or it's so easy to get into this certain vibe. And I found this was just like perfect. To the longer I don't do it, the more I can distanciate both things, and it's surprisingly easy. But also, like I said, I'm enjoying like a non-alcoholic beer, and I have this placebo thing, and often all I need is just like the taste. Often I crave the taste of beer, and that's enough for me. And I wasn't gonna risk anything with my health now, but I'm also like, even if that would be behind me or whatever, like I feel like I'm in control now when I want to drink and whatnot. And like I said, if I don't drink, I'm not gonna get into shenanigans. So the professionality level went up for sure. Yeah, and also, you know, I'm limited in how long I can be at an event. So because I cannot stand up super long, so I'm totally fine just, you know, having a few colas and whatever, and having a few chats, actually normal chats. So
I think this is a good version of you, Francis.
Steve.
As you say, Francis was always a good boy in LA.
Yeah, Jesus
No,
Christ.
I was just saying, this is a good version of you, man. You feel good.
Thank
you feel engaged. I mean, the few times that you've been on the show.
Yeah, I must say there's a shout out to my girlfriend too. She's been this rock, and she's just been this great influence on me in general, and makes me want to be a better person. And no, it's true. So
yeah.
Shout out to Vicky,
Victoria.
Yeah.
I might have reached this point at some point, but you know, maybe not. You know, like it makes everything way more easier. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's all fantastic. I'm glad that you had a good tour and you made the most of it despite being disabled, should we say, for all intents and purposes. And you've taken some positives from it as well. So that's really cool, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Good all
Yeah,
round.
props to you, man.
Big up. So one of the main reasons that we've got you on the show is actually to talk about your album.
Yeah.
So last time you were on the show was the release of your last album.
Yeah.
And here we are, fast forward to this one. So tell us a little bit about it, and we can play an intro track from the album so that we've got a bit of music in here, because we've been waffling a little bit, and then we'll get into it. So tell us about it.
Third album in 3 years' time. I never really planned it, but I've been this workaholic since COVID a bit. I have this big creative outputs because I was able to let go what people require or think or want me to do. Financial stability is also one of the things that it just allows me to be more creative. So now I focus on topics that just bother me, which is social media really, really bothers me, the misinformation around it, and the fact that people like put stupidity or stupid people on a pedestal. Like, you know, this is why the theme celebration of ignorance, I feel like, it's going in the wrong direction so fast. Everything online, and I don't know, for me it's just a way to vent a bit, like, you know, just do my thing. And I don't know, this is my answer to the world's what's going on out there, you know. But compared to the other albums, this one was a little less planned with the theme. Like the other ones I knew from the start what I was gonna do, and like I make too many tracks to split them in EPs lately, so it was like, okay, I'm gonna have to do another album. And so then the team just came halfway and they kind of built around it a bit. I'm trying to slow down a bit though, but I don't know how that's gonna go.
Why?
Jesus, Joe, that's so direct.
That's my job.
Well, because I know, because maybe I have to slow down a bit, because maybe it's taking a toll a bit on my social life. It's been a lot. Like but before I know it, I accept so many things because I like it, because I have this creative urge to do this and that. But then I kind of miscalculate the amount of work that comes with it, because I do everything, you know.
Well,
so it's not just
You're telling the right people this story, man.
it's not just making the music. Then I want to do the art, and then what I really misjudge, because I'm quite good in my planning, is just the promoting and the socials and the this and that, and then it's dreading that I can use a bit more, like a little bit of a breather.
It's always the same for me. Like, the idea is, that's the best part of anything, right? Just coming up with a concept and an idea. But then when you're like 12 months down the line, at the end of executing the idea, it starts getting like, why the fuck did I do this? What was the bit that was really enjoyable at the start seems so far away, and by the time you finish it and wrap it up, it's more of a thank fuck that's gone than a yay let's celebrate. You know, it's a problem. It's a problem for people like us. Really.
Yeah. For me, what kind of is how I'm able to fill up that creative gap though, and I think okay, I don't have a lot of time, is doing remixes. I've been doing a lot of remixes, and some very spontaneously. It's like a track that I feel I want to play it out, but it kind of misses my personal touch or something, and I just kind of do my thing with it. It's not an official thing, but it could be, and like this, I don't have any extra work around it, you know. So if it gets a release, it's then not with me or anything. But yeah, once I start doing like full tracks, then I want to, you know, create a concept or make art around it, and then, you know, I can only do that many. That's why an album is actually, you know, it saves me a bunch of time, because it's a bunch of tracks that, you know, you set loose into the world. Even though it's not something that sells better than EPs, but it's for me a way to, you know, it's a little less work, I suppose. So, but yeah, I don't know how it's gonna go. Like I said, letting things go is not easy. But it's a well-oiled machine at the moment. So I'm having the most fun I've had since, I think, maybe ever, because like I said, I do what I want, and once the music's there, I can then, you know, start painting, and then, you know, I put it in production, and then when the next is out, I can use that to make another one. So I'm at this place that I'm very happy with the creative part, or the you know, the whole concept of things. That my art and music found its way together now. So yeah.
Okay, we've introduced it, so I guess let's play the title track from the album, and we can start talking about the tracks in some detail themselves. So let's start with Celebration of Ignorance, the title track. Let's go.
The human awareness is a very odd mechanism. I don't think mechanism is quite the right word, but it'll do for the moment. That is to say, we have, as a species, specialized in a certain kind of awareness, ignorance. is a very odd mechanism. We have, as a species, specialized in a certain kind of ignorance.
Chunky.
Really cool, man. Yeah.
Thank you.
Really love that eerie intro.
Yeah,
that carries on throughout.
I'm a huge fan of that break, that detuned kind of, that doomy. I love that whole. I don't know how to compare it. Maybe a bit of a Kotza kind of vibe.
Yeah.
This dark PCP thing. Yeah, no, I love it. And I actually made this relatively quick because I was in doubt to use that RABBeAT collab as an opening track because it has that big intro as well. But it needed a title track in a way, and I wanted to do something very dark. And these kick drums, you kind of hear it that they're pulled out from the 909 through a Mackie mixer. That the way they used to do it. That warm, crunchy. Yeah, I don't know. I had lots of fun making that, and the vocal from Alan Watts is just this philosopher that also Victoria, my girlfriend, listens a lot to, that has great life advice, and it just felt very fitting around the team, about ignorance.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I had really fun with this one.
So was this one of the first tracks or one of the last tracks that you made up for the album?
Actually, like I said, this one, the whole order of things was not like how I normally make albums. This one was like the last track I did to then use as the first track, as the opening track, because I felt that it needed something, it missed something, because I like to have a varied or variated. I like to have or bring about multiple styles, or address most styles that I kind of do, which is kind of a lot. So I was missing something dark in that regard, and I don't know, for some reason I did this one all the way at the end, and it made sense as an opening track.
Awesome, man.
I think one of the nice things about when you do a bigger project or an album or something like that with a lot of tracks in it, is that once you start building it out, you realize what the pieces that need to slot into those places to tell the rest of the story, like the kind of like the scenes and how you put them together. And I really love that process of kind of, because you get ideas for tracks that you wouldn't have thought of, because you're like, I need something that goes here, or I need something that goes between this and that.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is, but I'll make it. And then suddenly you end up with something new, don't you, that you wouldn't have expected. So I really love that whole process of doing something like that.
Yeah, you can allow yourself to go a little wider, because you don't want a full album with the same kick drums or the same vibe. And,
It's like, how do I get from here to here?
And yet this one is a lot of kick drums. I techno is not that interesting at the moment. I still like to make it and everything, but this one has a bit more stronger kick drums again, because I think industrial needs a little bit of a boost, where as much as it can. So but it's not like I approached this one like I'm just gonna do this and that. I make music that feels well or good to me in a certain time and space, and at the moment it's more this. It can be something else again in a few months, but anyway, I just do me. So.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to Peter Stormtrooper in the chat. Just rocked up.
Peter.
Yo.
Hope you're okay, buddy.
Peter. Just got to say as well, Joe, how good that Mockham can looks in your hand.
Yeah, they're good, right?
Has anyone ever seen a can of Mockham beer? I mean, that's pretty impressive.
Right?
It's the shit, yo.
Mockham
Amazing.
Gabber. Get it at hardcorebeer.nl. Not sure if I mentioned that before. But this is a lager beer. It's fucking delicious, man. Get him in. Oh, he's gone. He's had enough.
No, he's got to see his #1 fan.
Hey.
Sorry, my fan apparently was plugged into a timer, and it's too hot here, so I had to read it.
Okay. Okay, well, I'll play another track while you're sorting yourself out. Next.
No, I'm good. I'm back.
Oh, okay. So what we're gonna
Play
do?
it anyway. Play it anyway. It's a beast.
No.
Make it stop. This is Tripped and RABBeAT with
Make me less white. Okay.
Never.
Etherial Material. I let that play for way too long. I was enjoying it so much. I lost track of time. That was fucking brilliant, mate.
Yeah,
really nice track.
I really like this one too. Yeah, there is a bit of a story around this one, I suppose.
Go for it.
Okay, so I made this track already quite some time ago. Like I got that vocal of Rings of Power. Yeah. Rings of Power, yeah, from that series when that fat chick starts to sing in the cave, the dwarf. Anyway, no, it resonated with me. I directly knew like I had to do something with it, and I built out most of the structure and the track for it, and it felt like it needed a RABBeAT kick, and I actually made a kick that sounded very like him, but I felt like I was copying him in a way, and it had this, his kick had this great balance with the other ones that I made, and despite I had already most of the thing like, you know, laid out and the structure, I reached out to him like, you want to jump on this, like put your touch over it, and he was very, very enthusiastic about what he heard and that I wanted to ask him on the album. And he made some really dope edits on it, and he basically puts his sauce over it, and it went so smooth. Like we understood each other, like that, you know, things that didn't need to be touched, he didn't, and then the other things that I wasn't sure about, he did something with. So this went very quick. Like it was, like I said, it was laying around for a while. And then I think in, I don't know, like a week or something, we got this, and we were, you know, happy with it. Yeah.
Awesome, man. He's making real waves at the moment.
Yeah, it's so refreshing to have a new producer who has this signature sound. I mean, there's more people out there, but he's really, you know, paving the way for a lot of new. I don't know. I'm very happy to give him also Madback as a platform. He really deserves it. And if I can help, you know, newer generation or people who really do something worth listening to, I will definitely do everything I can to promote him, and you know.
Sure,
absolutely.
He played after me at Astropolis this year, and he was really great set, really cool. Like covered a real wide range of BPMs, different kinds of like industrial and all sorts of you know, wide tempo, but like just so many great kicks, man. It's
dude,
like wow.
It's very technical, and such a nice dude as well.
Yes, he was really lovely guy. Yeah, really nice. So yeah, props.
Peter in the chat saying you want some of the beer. Send me a message, bro. I'll send you some. We've got industrial strength as well. Send me a PM. I'll send you some beers out, buddy. Okay, and he's playing at Prospect XL as well. I'm really looking forward to catching that set. And also, he's a really fucking nice guy. Julian is lovely.
Yep. Yeah, he's so
such a pleasure,
down to earth, and you know, like, I cannot find the correct word for it, but you know, I don't know. Yeah, you just kind of want to hug him, you know.
Yeah, he's just like really approachable, and like it's just small things that make you feel really comfortable with him when he's talking to you. Just micro gestures, stuff like that. He's feels like a really nice, genuine person. So, and I'd like to get him on the show as well. I've asked him to come on the show. So everybody in the chat asking for him to come on.
Yeah, I think he would be honored. Yeah,
I'd like him to come on the show for sure. So awesome,
cool.
What else have we got in the bag of tricks, Francis? You selected
bag of dicks.
A bag of no, that's a different release. Different release altogether. We've got here Tripped featuring Ronny G909. Ring Ring. What made you pick this one?
I don't know. I like this. It's kind of a techno approach of just making sequences like jams that I do, but instead of with a techno thing, it you know, just put fucking 909 kicks under there, and it wrote itself. I like this loopy thing. It's almost like techno with a K, like the free party stuff, but just made hardcore in a way. But there was also like a drop bass vibe in there for me in a way. I don't know. It brought me back, and things like that I can produce very quick if I find like a sequence or something that I can tweak and then I can just do loopy things with. And it was a very fun one to make and a very fun one to play. And actually was surprised that so many people, also when they send the promos out, that a lot of people chose this one as a favorite, which I didn't expect. So yeah.
I'll drop it now then. This is Ring Ring.
Grooves.
Grooves, man. A bit more straightforward than the previous one, but it's gets down to business, right?
Yeah, I love tracks like this. It's like I said, it's just loops and it's just different. I don't know, playing with percussion and different tiny edits on the sequences. And I think I got it pulled out of this one, this Mini Moog clone, and it's just it's fun. And you know, this is like a jam that you would do that would take like half hour easily, you know, and you kind of just put everything in the box and slice things up and make it a bit more like a track. But I think that's how it got created, you know. It's just like a fun jam that I wanted to build out into a track. Yeah, and well, yeah, the ring title is just because it sounds a bit like, I don't know, not like a phone, but then the wee nest is actually slang in my dialect from like, who is it? You know, it's like ring, who the fuck is on the phone? It's just like a stupid joke. And Ronny G909, well, my middle name is Ronny. And
well, Ronnie's right here, actually.
Yeah, and actually on my passport it says Francis Ronny G Jacques. So and the G is short from it's the first letter from my grandma's name. So I literally have a middle name that's Ronny G, and I always wanted to do something with it. So it's not. I kind of spoil it like that. This is me as well, but because I wanted to do something.
I was going to ask, but I was scared of sounding stupid, like it was somebody that I should know.
No. That's the thing. Like I'm not entirely sure what I want to do with it yet, but I thought at some point maybe I want to do like a live set with more modular stuff and more that thing. But I'm not there yet. But I do. This is the kind of style that is fun for me to kind of jam with, or you know, and I always wanted to do something with that name, man. It sounds like a hip hop name, like Ronny G.
It does sound like you could be an MC, bro.
Yeah.
Ronny G putting some dips in your hips, right?
Dips in your
literally.
hips. Yeah.
Have you seen Chris Bourgeois' live set?
Yeah.
Francis?
Yeah. Yes. I've seen it.
That's
she's
great.
kind
of pretty cool.
I don't know enough about the modular, to be honest, and I started building one. It's a lot of work, and I do, like I said, I do want to do a live at some point, but I don't want to have a computer involved either. And you know, it's a lot of work. And for the moment, I'm just more in the creative, or like I'm more putting my effort in creating and releasing and putting like a legacy out there, rather than I'm gonna make this for a certain party or something.
Sure.
But who knows? You know, this was maybe the first step. The Ronny G name, you know.
Bring it on. Next time you come on the show, you're coming on as Ronny G.
Yeah. Sure. I should have never said it, but you know.
Right, what have we got next? The Rambler.
The Rambler, yeah.
Yeah, and I've got to play this one from a certain point in, right?
Yeah, there's a bunch of it's almost an 8-minute track, so there's a build-up thing, and I want you to voila. Here we go.
I did it. Let's go. From here, boom. This is the Rambler. Awesome. I could get
Groovy.
lost in that, man, in the dance.
Yeah.
Absolutely lost in it. Where's the sample from?
It's from a meme on Instagram. the hello motherfucker. Yeah. It's this child who flips people off or something. I don't know. It's super. I know a lot of people have seen it, and then it's so funny when they didn't hear it in the track. It's like, what?
I'm not sure if I've seen it. Probably if I saw it, I would know it. But just hearing the audio,
I probably have the video somewhere, but I would need to search it. This one, like I said, we did skip from the first break because I wanted you to hear the hardcore kicks. It's like I said, almost an 8-minute track. The first 3 minutes are more of the techno bit.
I'll play a little bit now just to support the conversation. Here you go.
Yeah. Yeah, it builds up, and then it goes to the hardcore, and then actually that last break that we were about to hear, then it goes back to the techno. So there's this whole story through it. I think the synths were again that mini moog thing. What else was there to say about it? Yeah, I think it's a build up track. Like I love making really, really long tracks.
Yeah.
But it's kind of tricky when you have to put them or press them on vinyl, because then you have to have a very short track to kind of combine it with, or you run out of play time on the side of the record.
We had that with the Oblivion release, remember? We had to cut some of was it Monstera off? Yeah.
I think so, yeah. I'm trying to think what else is special about this track. There is this sort of explosion kind of sound in the breakdown, and that's actually a field recording from a gate at work that kind of just makes that rumbly noise. Yeah, I love doing field recordings and stuff like that as well, giving your own touch to things.
What do you use to do your field recordings?
Sorry?
What do you use for your recording?
To record.
I was just at work. This was with my phone. Just the easiest thing, but then there's some processing, of course. But actually from that same recording, because it's a gate that like slams, so you get that bass of like that explosion effect. But it had a whole screechy sound to it, and I used that screech on that Edit VX collab. Your mom told you to behave. That there's like a screech kind of almost like a dinosaur sound in there. And that's from that same recording.
I thought you meant you were like one of those guys walking around with the headphones on, like recording things at work.
No, because I never. You never know when you're gonna hear it. So all I have at hand is a phone. So.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. All right. We're not going to play all of the tracks off the album, by the way. So we're going to play one more for sure, and then we're going to put the other 3 that we've got here to the vote in the chat. So we'll play this track, and while this track's playing, I'll create a poll for the other 3 tracks. So the track that we're going to play is Get Beat Down. Okay. You can talk about that afterwards. I'll play it now, and I'll create the poll while it's playing. So don't forget to vote on which one you want next, gang. All right?
No.
This is Tripped. Get Beat Down. Love the 90s vibes in there, bro. Really love it. You always manage to fit all of these kind of genres and influences together in your albums. I really like that, man.
Yeah, like I said, I try to showcase a bit all the different things I do. You know, it's not a secret. I love the old school stuff, and a good dirty 909 track with just, you can play so well with percussions with 909 kick drums. And then again, it was another chance for me to do loopy, sequency synths and stuff, and just actually the vocal is sampled from Nasenbluten's Punks Jump Up to Get Beat Down from the not as good as 100% guaranteed. Yeah, with approval from Mark N, of course. I wrote him and he said, sounds good, use it. I sent him a copy of the album as well. I was a little bit worried maybe about the faggot sample in there.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah, but you know, it's from the 90s. It's not like I... Because these days you have to watch out, you know, but maybe I shouldn't have even said it. Anyway, I love everybody. And no, it was another fun one to do. And actually, it's also a really long track. I think it touches also around 7 minutes, and it builds up to some 303 madness and stuff. There's some kick switches as well still, but you get the vibe of it. It's a fun one to play as well, you know, old school.
Yeah. Nice. So the voting has been quite resoundingly in favor of Tripped and Doormouse, as I was expecting that. Totally. With our crowd, yeah, for sure. So that's what we'll play, and then we'll talk about the artistic side of the project and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So this is Tripped and Doormouse. Acid. Let's go.
In me, and I didn't know what I looked like with that acid.
classic Tripped vibes with Dan Doormouse smudged all over the top of it. What's not to like about that, really?
Yeah, man.
How's it working with Dan?
It was nice. Well, it was a couple of years back, just before he kind of did his comeback to the scene, that I played in, or I was in Miami after a US tour, and he didn't know me yet. I reached out to him, and he came to pick me up with his car, and he was listening to some Trip tracks in his car to kind of get acquainted with what I was doing. And then he took me to some sleazy bars and stuff like that, and we kept in touch. And then when he came back, we saw each other a lot after that, actually, and he wanted to work with me, and I was like, of course, very honored, because Doormouse, I think that was like the Skeletchairs track was the first. I came from drum and bass, right? So Skeletchairs was the first track that I heard that was more aggressive and harder than drum and bass, and that was not hardcore or anything, but yet it opened this whole new world for me. So for me, it was like a full circle kind of thing. But to make the track, it took a while to find my flow, because at the moment I have difficulties making faster music. It sometimes it happens, but I had a lot of issues because I didn't want to repeat myself. I made fast music for quite a long period, and then I felt like I did what I wanted to do. So it took some time, because the track was actually already ready when I released my other album last year, but it didn't fit in the story. So I was trying to find like a place to put it. And since this one had more kick drum oriented stuff again, it was time, And I'm very happy with the collab, to be honest. I think he sent bits to me, and then I just made it all work together in a way.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, it's
Love
a fun
Dan.
one. I've been
Shout to
playing
Dan.
this one. It's a great closing track.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Or opening, as you want.
Well, that's a summary, shall we say, of the album. Let's take a little look at the package itself. The album, that is, before you start
The package.
revealing yourself.
Yeah, you want to see my package?
Sure. DM me, bro. I'm going to put a link to this in the chat. This is the best place to get it from.
Yep.
Madback Bandcamp. That's where everybody likes everybody to buy stuff from, because it comes more directly to us. So yeah, it's clearly going well. It's on it's double. Yeah, it's double LP, of course.
Yeah.
So there's all of the tracks. So that's 10 tracks. Nice artwork. Really like the design.
Thank you.
Really like. I'm not just talking about the artistic side. I'm talking about the graphic design too. I like it a lot, man. It's good.
Thank you.
Good shit, Francis. So this leads us on to your art project, because your two worlds have collided now, right? And I think, if I'm right in saying, this was a time it first started happening when Casimir was originally doing the art for the label, and then then you decided you were going to do it yourself for whatever reason. We don't need to really go into that, but that was kind of a motivator for you to actually get more involved from an artistic point of view like this, right?
Actually, for me, that was a very good thing, because when I grew up, I was always drawing and I was always artistic, and I actually did art school, but then music kind of took over, I had my full attention, and I think it was, I did some paintings every now and then, but I kind of really left it on the side. And I think when COVID happened, also I had more time to do these things, and I was actually doing some paintings on demand. There's some people who have paintings of me that I sold. And then I had the opportunity to bring it together, with the label. And this has, for me, been the best thing, to be honest, because I always wanted to work towards some sort of gallery or exposition, but never had enough works to do it. And now, I make the music, I have to make the art. So it's part of the routine now, and I keep pushing myself also with new techniques, and I have a lot of fun doing it. No, this is really something I wanted to work towards, and I feel like I'm ticking off a lot of goals lately of where I want to go to in time. And yeah, that also brings us to the next point, is that I build a website around these things. So everything that you see here, well, of my paintings, of my artworks, you can buy an art print. So I made a website that you can buy all these in poster form or even in canvas, so it looks like the original thing. And this is something that I want to focus my time on and see where I can take this. So yeah, you can see some examples here. So yeah, just all the Madback art, but also like you see the unboxed artwork for Prospect. Basically all the paintings I've done that are linked to music you can buy here. And I'm doing my first real expo with my original paintings that I'm gonna bring from home, and also some, you know, some exclusives, some paintings that are not related to music that are hanging in my house, that I'm gonna showcase. And also it's also a way to promote my website. I'm gonna have some art prints that you can buy, and you know, I'm just trying to show this to the world, like this is what you can do to support me as well, because I did get a lot of people that, you know, that buy the music and that are like, hey, you don't have a poster or something, or you know, so now you have the opportunity to do this, and you get various options and sizes, and we ship worldwide. And you know, this is something I am very motivated about, and that I'm going to continue doing. And I'm actually painting a new one for the next one that I will also show on the expo. And the expo is what is it, 15 November? Let me quickly check my agenda. Yeah, 15 November. It was supposed to be last Friday, but we had to switch dates due to a double booking with the location. And I'm actually kind of happy to have some more time to set everything up. And people that are traveling to the Netherlands for Pandemonium the next day, it's a good date if you want to come a bit earlier and are interested in some art. And this is tied together with an album release party, so I'm going to play an extended set. There's a support set from Liz. There's going to be a shit ton of merchandising. I'm also going to bring records, like last of stock records, like whites, test presses of Madback that nobody was ever able to buy before. Yeah, some goodies and stuff like that. So if you're around Rotterdam, this will be in Slash Gallery from Worm.
Let's
this
do
is free. This is free, and it starts at 7:30 till I think 1 a.m. something. I'm very excited about this.
Yeah, man. We'll be there. I'll be there.
We'll be there, bro. Full support.
Thank you.
Always.
Yeah.
So, guys in the chat, if you're interested in some of this, then go and support Francis.
Yeah, thank you.
Come over to Rotterdam, hang out with us.
He needs the money for his next hip replacement.
Yeah, for the next replacement.
Yes, third one.
Yeah.
So
what's going to be next? We should do a poll.
Which body part? Did you have something that you wanted to show there as well?
I don't know with this shitty webcam. I think it's just bad. But like I have this one print, like of the album. Like I said, I can show you. That is, you can go up to I think 140 centimeters. This is one from a meter. Let me show you quick.
Oh look, this is Oblivion sign on the wall. Perfect product placement, Francis. Absolutely love that, mate.
I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is this the print? This is the original, right? Or the print?
This is not the original.
Okay, wow, that's really good quality.
This is the art print. So like I said, you can have it on canvas. You can choose your size. I'm going to show you the original. This is the original.
Ah, okay.
So it's maybe a little bit more intense in color, but
Okay.
okay, yeah, there's this delay on the thing. Anyway, I'm bringing all of that so I can. I will show you basically what you can, how you can present it in your house. If you have a nice wall available, you can consider it. This is actually a poster that you can put in a frame.
I've seen those frames, by the way.
So
really nice frames. I
mean,
saw that in person, and I was very impressed by
if
it.
you have a spot for it and you like the music and the art, you know, you can consider it as a gift as well. Anyway, I'm not gonna do a whole sales speech about it, but this is really fun for me to.
This is the do it, bro.
Yeah.
Fill your boots. So talk us through the creative process, because like you picked, they're quite abstract. So
Yes.
how do you get into the mindset for doing this, and what do you do?
That is very difficult. Yeah, I love the abstract stuff, clearly, and it's I have a few people that have inspired me, but I have an idea. I try and do some research. It's clearly like fucked up faces and all of that, and like mixing it with color and some splatters but I don't really know. I have a rough idea of what I want to do, but it's often just see where I end up. And I just try to have a sort of I do have a link with like the album, like with the unboxed one. This is kind of like a clown, and that was just because the scene is just one big fucking shit show. So everything was just like very messy. It runs over into each other, which kind of was also like the unboxing of the styles. So there's always a deeper meaning to it, but you have to take it with a grain of salt, because it is abstract. You can tell whatever you want.
Yeah.
But I don't always know what I'm gonna do. Like I said, I have an idea, but once I start, anything goes, pretty much. Yeah.
Well, it's really nice to see that you've gelled these two things together that hold so dearly.
No, I'm
It
very,
must
very
be
happy with that.
Rewarding, yeah.
Yeah.
And as well, the art side of it is starting to take its own legs now as well, and you've actually got an expo like you are. You've even got a when you've got a picture like this on your website, then you know that you're. If I can bring this up again. Where is this picture that I saw? I've lost it. There, when you've got a picture like this on your website, you know you've made it as a real artist, right?
What?
with the hands together.
Yeah, I keep laughing.
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
I look forward to seeing what else you've got up your sleeve at the expo.
Yeah, me too.
Great work on the album. Good shit.
Thank you.
It's been well received.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on again, bro. Really
Yeah, no,
appreciate
you're
it.
welcome. I
And,
think
whenever you want
it's
to come.
the third time, but it's the first time actually from the studio. Otherwise, I come to your place.
Normally, yeah.
So now
Normally.
I know how bad my webcam is.
Yeah. Maybe it's first time sober, maybe on the show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Also.
Oh yeah.
Congrats.
We were never like fucked up or anything. I think during the show. Or were we? Maybe after a bit.
Oh man.
Bro. Yeah.
Honestly, watching the old shows back.
Oh,
to now,
we
it's
did do
like-
some shots. Oh yeah, there was this whole alcoholic part around the show back.
Dude, it was like a
It was
journey
COVID
to
times,
sobriety.
wasn't it?
Watching the first shows up to now is like it's been a journey to sobriety, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's
Oh
like-
my god.
And
Yeah,
like,
let's
now
go.
we're drinking like 0% alcohol, like beer and stuff like that. And,
Yeah.
right. The first shows, good lord.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
There were some moments, wasn't there? But,
So
yeah.
we digress.
we do.
Good
Yeah,
shit,
water
man.
now. Yeah.
Good shit.
Thank
You
you.
can come back here whenever you want, Francis. You know that. There's always
Yeah.
a seat here for you. I love you
you.
very much. So
Thank you.
good shit for you. Good shit on everything, and great stuff on your recovery. So I'm going to move into, we're not going to hit 11 o'clock, but I'm going to try and get as close to it as possible. We're going to move into the What's Hot section.
What's hot? What's hot?
So we have got a bunch of stuff here. I'm going to start with this because it's absolutely banging. This is Nanostorm with Sonic Artillery. Leg.
Oh yeah, I played that in the weekend.
Yeah.
They are a dying species. Grasping for resurrection. Artillery. Seriously, fuck up your perfect composure.
Really fucking good.
Mental.
Nanostorm.
Great job, dude.
Really great job. And someone just pointed out that this was made in a tracker. Made in Renoise.
Oh? Ophidian
Oh,
uses Renoise.
Who? Ophidian. Oh, yeah.
What are you saying, bro?
Yeah, very good track.
Okay.
Also, the whole EP, the other one is really dope too. That synth and the other one, yeah, it cuts through everything. It's very nice.
Yep.
Very
Really,
nice.
really cool. Great work and great progress
Yep.
as well, man. Nice to see. Next up, we've got an exclusive. Save.
Exclusive!
Yeah, we have got the new Starving Insect to play, Cancelled Skies. And I got a little bit of information. This is like red hot. Nobody's played this shit yet. So this is not. I'm just going to read the official press release. This is more than just an EP. Prospect presents Blind Idiot God by Starving Insects, the world's first hardcore techno poetry book. Starving Insect is redefining what it means to fuse brutal electronic music with horror aesthetics, inspired by the words of legendary authors H.P. Lovecraft, Robert W. Chambers, and Archibald MacLeish. Blind Idiot God is a full sensory assault, a physical book, a CD, and a dark immersive experience that goes where no one else has. I'm going to drop this, and we go from here. Okay, let's go. Going to burn too much of that because that is an exclusive, and I'd like to continue.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I'd like to continue what I was saying before. Played the track. Hardcore techno meets cosmic horror. Don't just listen, experience the void. A Blind Idiot God includes a 4-track EP, a CD with 40 minutes of professional narrated horror poetry and haunting soundscapes, and a book covering the immense fungi from Yoggoth by H.P. Lovecraft, the strange Cassilda's Song by Robert W. Chambers, and the apocalyptic The End of the World by Archibald MacLeish. And that's not even available for pre-order yet, but it will be, I've just read it there, November 8th from Prospect NL. So
yeah, this is epic. I actually had
really?
I heard it from Garrett, I think yesterday, that this was coming, and then I saw the post, and I actually had a little word with Alex about it earlier, or I listened to his clip, but I didn't have time to, or he wrote me a voice clip that, you know, the world needs more stuff like that. Like this is art in,
Real
you know,
art.
like music and art merging into something, you know. There's so many generic things out there, or people, you know, just blindsidedly making something without really thinking or whatever. But this is this concept, and this is so, it makes me warm, you know. It's very nice that this is coming, and this out of the box stuff is what we need. Damn,
Definitely.
Joe, that's aggressive
That's really
typing
loud
right
typing.
there. Yeah.
Sorry,
Jesus.
my noise gate's not quite set right.
It's horror typing.
Yeah.
But no, nothing but respect for Starving Insect, and pretty much everything he makes I play as well, like production wise, level top notch. Like yeah.
He's coming on the show. Alex is coming on. I talked to him the other day,
good.
so
very good.
Get him on.
Awesome.
No, respect.
Big shout, Alex, mate. Great work, man. And continue. Thank you.
Proper.
Right, next up, our good friend Steph Death Machine with The Noise is the Power. Let's go.
noise.
Sledgehammers from Steph. Wow.
Yeah, right.
Very original in the sound design too. Yeah. Nice one.
Yeah, that's
really
available.
cool to hear him doing some slower stuff, some 150s as well. Really, really nice. This whole LP is really good, isn't it?
Very good.
I was just saying it in the chat too. For me personally, that Sunblock track from The Silence is just wild. The synth, like, but all the tracks are top notch on it. Yeah.
I
have the vinyl in my basket, but I haven't checked it out yet. But yeah, it's very good.
Put a link in the chat to anybody that's interested to go and support what you like. And long may it continue. Shout out to Paul and Phelpsy, the Nuke Squad, who are tuned in, by the way. I see you. Next up, we have got something a little bit different. The Executionist Burr Oak remix. Let's go.
Run for cover, getting shook at the bright lights. We just wanna level up, we're ready to take flight. Aim right, stay tight, blind by the stage light. I'm full of fight and biting like a canine, a great white. It's a faint line between losing yourself and losing it. Through how we move to it, pressure trying to loosen it. Straying from my lane, now I'm a living revolutionist. Staring in the mirror, looking at my executionist. Everything is different now, we know what the solution is. Staring at the mirror, looking at my executionist.
insane stuff there from Burroke on the remix, which is actually Julian Clamps and who's the other person? Greg? I always forget.
Opson used to be in Signs.
Yeah, okay, and that segues me into the next
Burroke
track.
are smashing it at the
They
moment,
are, man.
They've just done another remix for Pythias that's on a Blackout EP that's about to come out soon, and that's even more crazy, man. They've really got this whole like switching up with like kind of like hardcore kicks and kind of, you know, all sorts of stuff going on. Super. They're the only guys doing anything really like that. I mean, I know there's probably lots of people doing incorporating kind of 4/4 stuff, but Burroke really kind of Julian and the guys have got that real hardcore vibe in it as well.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Really cool.
Segues me into the next track, which is Opson. Give them hell. I was meant to play this on the last show. I didn't, and here it is.
Nice.
She won't ride for the cause. These bitches want my time anymore. But my rider, she won't ride for the cause. She just want my time anymore. I can't call that one my rider, she won't ride for the cause. These bitches want my time anymore. But my rider, she won't ride for the cause.
Absolutely insane stuff. And while we're in this kind of drum and bass vein, I may as well drop the new Donny and Catharsis. Let's go. Inner Evil.
When I think back to that day, small details stick in my mind. Things I said. Look on people's faces. They wanted to wipe us from the face of the earth. But we kept asking ourselves, why? After all the centuries of mindless cruelty. Maybe we shouldn't have been surprised. Are we really so different? There's evil in inside of us all. Are we really so different? There's evil inside of us all.
This fucking snares are absolutely insane.
Yeah, man. The whole LP is fantastic. The whole LP is fantastic.
I'm blown away. I had no idea.
And top secret, there's going to be some remixes coming. And
oh dear,
can't say any more. There's some remixes
you
coming.
said enough.
You've said enough, big boy. You kept that one quiet, or not?
Nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with me. I don't know what's going on. There's some remixes coming though.
Now I'm making up things in my head. It sounds brilliant.
Yeah, this brings me back to my drum and bass days, the skull step thing, the end, like around what was it? Yeah, I don't know, 2007 or 6 or something. I don't know. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Nakazaki's written in the chat the track 0 dB, the snare plus 6 dB. But it's good though.
It's fire, man. It's fire, isn't it? It's so good to hear that kind of like just that energy in those fucking double kicks and those snares that just take your head clean off.
Yeah,
nothing like it.
Love it. Last track to play today. We did some slow stuff. We did some snarey, breaky stuff. Let's play some hardcore to finish off. This is the Carnage Core. Fuck your god.
Trans. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Carnage
it
Core.
up. Come on.
Fuck your god from Oblivion 24. Let's go. Right, that was Fuck Your God, taken from the Carnage Cause release on Oblivion Underground, which was 3
Great
weeks
stuff.
ago now. Oblivion 24. Carnage Core, of course, straight out of New Blood. Very happy to give them a platform to release, and they're doing some good shit. So go check it out. There's a link in the chat. Boom. That concludes today's show. Thank you so much for coming on, Francis. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you for having me. It was nice to explain a bit what's going on, and like people, especially with the health stuff, not everybody knows, or there was this one dude on YouTube that kind of put everything out of context and said I had a bad back and just got like a sad, I don't know, it's just a whole fucking story. So it's good to be able to share a bit that and talk about my stuff. So anyway,
apologies to Nagasaki in the chat. I was supposed to play your track, but I'm on a tight curfew and I had to cut a couple of tracks, so I'm really sorry about that. I'll play in the next show, promise. Francis, you've been an awesome guest.
Thank you.
It's great to see your progress. I'm proud to call you my friend. Thank you for coming on, man. Respect.
Thank you for having me. See you guys later.
We need to take a picture for the thumbnail.
Yeah, because it's lovely to see you, Francis.
Yeah, always, mate. Always a pleasure.
Picture for the thumbnail, then.
Yeah,
I need to do a different pose than I normally do.
It's just a ghost. What are we doing?
Right, there we go. That'll do. There you go. Jay's happy. Greg, thanks again for being my co-host. Love you, Greg.
Always.
Thank you to everybody in the chat for tuning in, and all the people still in there. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Next show.
Bye, guys.
As soon as possible. And Greg, you need to introduce the something different in its tracker thing.
I have no idea which one we're doing. The tracker one.
Yeah.
On Youku. Yeah, that's a really nice video. Very nice, arty.
I'm out.
Yeah. See you later, mate.
Animation-y stuff. Cool. Yeah. Have fun.
Take
Check
care,
out Youku
everybody.
music. They're awesome. Much love, everyone. Bye bye.